In the last video, we showed you guys what it was like buying a Mercedes E-Class with 542,000 miles. And what are we doing today, Case?
Today we're gonna find out what it's like to get this 542,000 mile Mercedes on the road, because we just got it fixed up so we can take it for its first drive.
And the question is, was the repair more or less than the $883 price of this car? And B, what does this 500,000 mile E-Class drive like?
Let's find out.
Let's go hit it. All right, Case, so we're here inside German Auto with the cutest little puppy.
Absolutely.
If you guys come and get some car work done here, you get to hang out with Dutton, who's just the best little guy. And Paige is gonna hand us the receipt. Paige, thank you.
You're welcome.
What do you think the damage was, Case?
I'm fingers crossed that the radiator wasn't more than the car.
It was not. $408.
Oh, that's not even that bad.
But Toby also did the rear brake hoses.
Right.
Along with bleeding the brakes, a new battery. We got some hydraulic fluids and some shop supplies. He also said the AC compressor is making noise. The new drive belt and tensioner is noisy. So the total was $1,355. So now we are more than the price of the car in repairs. But we haven't actually driven this car yet at all. Did he drive it?
He drove it.
He drove it. And what did he think? Is it terrible?
I mean, he didn't come back complaining, so.
It's pretty good for Toby.
Maybe we've got a good car.
With 500,000 on it, I think it's a gem.
A gem! Did you hear that? So we're here with the man, the myth, the legend, and Toby just fixed our radio, dude.
Yeah, battery went bad. Battery goes bad on these vehicles. Code appears on the radio, so you have to have a code to enter, which is an anti-theft code, so no one can steal your radio. This specific one did not have a little ID card that should be in the Mercedes booklet, which comes from the factory, which gives you the code. So that was missing at one point. So what I did is remove the radio, and on the side of it, there's a serial number. I give that to the dealer with the VIN number of the vehicle, and then they give you the exact code. You enter the code, hit the button, and it turns it back on. So now we got a radio working, so it won't be a quiet ride home.
Dude, that's amazing. And I also noticed, we were just talking about this off camera, you fixed the ABS lights too. What'd you do?
Basically, all I have to do is reset the steering angle sensor with far left, far right turn, far left, far right.
Okay.
So basically going in stop to in stop once you get the vehicle running. The battery died, and basically that needs reset after the battery dies.
And what'd you think of this thing, driving it around a little?
Overall, I was very happy with the high mileage that it has. Transmission shifted every gear.
Nice.
I didn't feel no slipping.
Nice.
Power steering worked consecutively for me the whole time.
Good.
I didn't break down. I was happy guy, and I put a few miles on it. You know, now we're at 542 on the dot.
Perfect number right there.
Yep.
So you think, she's not a bad car after all that, huh?
I believe, you had to put a little money into it, to fix the obvious. We didn't overheat, someone didn't overheat the motor sporadically, so we're really, really happy about that. It runs, drives, got a little clunk on the rear suspension. Other than that, you should be happy with your purchase.
Best car we bought yet?
We're working on it. We're getting you there one day.
All right, dude. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Tommy.
Appreciate it.
So our
Whoa!
videographer, Ian, who does not like to be on camera, just asked an interesting question, Tommy. He wanted to know if our little sprayers here for the headlights work.
I don't know. Here, Toby. Take the mic. Let's see.
What do you think, Toby?
I believe
What's the wager on whether
we're
that
shooting 80-20 on this one. Let's see if he can find the button first.
80-20, 80 against?
84. All right, you got windshield.
Well, it works on the windshield.
Over there in the middle, the second one in. There
Oh!
you go.
They popped out.
Give him some beans.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. One more.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Clean those Axion.
Pretty incredible. Toby, I think we've got a good car here.
Do you see this engine bay? 9-day difference.
Yeah, we just detailed the engine too,
I
Tommy.
cleaned it up a little bit, You wouldn't know she had 500K under here.
Oh yeah, you actually did clean it up though, Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Genuinely, he did a good job.
I took a little degreaser and a little love, bring her back to, infamous glory days.
This looks awesome.
Yeah.
This is a machined case. Maybe the best car we've ever bought.
I've owned one of these, and I loved it.
Yeah, you like these.
I love this wagon.
You like the V8s or the V6s?
I owned one just like it, same year and all, just black.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the comments on the last video said that these rust like crazy.
They have rusting issues.
Yeah.
Hatch, fenders, doors, different issues, but,
Spring perch, yeah.
come on now. Minimal.
She's not bad. Oh, Case, the lamb seat covers.
We're in the lap of luxury.
So Case was saying off camera he thinks he's going to get Giardia from these.
Yeah, I think you actually get Giardia from the water if you're at all concerned about Giardia, as I am. But these seat covers do look a little questionable. I was hoping that we would get rid of them before we started going. But Tommy, it sounds like, wants to make the maiden voyage here with the seat covers to get the full experience.
Because, Case, this is the originality of this car, right? Some guy spent over 500,000 miles butt juices in the seats. So we have to experience how he experienced his car.
Counterpoint, these were not original to the car when it left the factory. So I don't know what kind of experience it is you're going for there. But Tommy, I'll tell you what, if we have a medical emergency, then we can very easily solve that.
No way.
By calling up an amber lamps.
Is this the actual Mercedes branded? It is!
Power that baby on, it still works.
Dude,
Toby
this
says
works.
it still works. Wait, let's see, can we play a song? Three Blind Mice, right?
Dude,
This is
you
pretty
learn
cool.
how to do that.
Oh, music class.
So this is your button for your headlamp squirters.
Right.
That's for your rear wiper. That's lock and unlock.
Which kind of sounds like it works. Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, it did something once or twice. Heated seats. What are the odds that those work?
Heated seats, dual zone automatic climate control.
Pretty nice.
Toby got our radio up and running. Should we see if that works?
Yeah, I heard it play in Lincoln Park for a second. I was excited. That's not Lincoln Park.
That's way better than Lincoln Park.
Well, there's no such thing.
Let's see what was in here. What is that? Oh, I think that's related to your car phone.
Oh,
See that?
interesting.
And then ashtray or little storage spot.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Boom. Look at that mechanism.
Wow.
That is the most German designed cup holder on the face of the earth.
Dude, we've both driven quite a few clunkers as part of this channel. Some high mileage stuff, but nothing with this kind of mileage.
Yeah, this is kind of the clunker to rule all clunkers.
Keep in mind, this car only has 2 owners. And the previous owner, according to the Carfax, bought this car at like 60,000 miles.
That's a serious level of commitment to a vehicle. So there must be something to this car for somebody to commit to driving it and maintaining it for that many miles and that much time. Interesting sound coming from your window here.
It's a little squeaky. She's got a couple clunks and rattles in here. The surprising thing is there wasn't a lot of stuff that failed on this car outside of routine maintenance. So he did a ton of oil changes, obviously, right? He did some brake fluid changes and brake pads. And the only thing that I noticed that was out of the ordinary, that failed, that shouldn't have failed in this mileage, was the starter. And arguably...
Well, I would say at this
that
mileage,
age, yeah.
that's been a lot of starts. I think at 500,000 miles, if you're not expecting that a starter should go out, that's a lot of starting and stopping.
So he put like 415,000 miles before he did the starter at Mercedes of, I think, Westminster. But apart from that, it's amazing how long lasting this car is. Now, of course, a lot of people know that the Mercedes from like the 70s and the 80s, the old diesels,
They're built like tanks.
built like tanks, right? But when you start talking about Mercedes from the late 90s, early 2000s, the more modern era, they've developed a reputation for unreliability, and some would say that it was this era of E-Class, the W210 that replaced the 124, that kind of started this trend toward cost cutting.
This car is not only done over 500,000 miles, but it's held up surprisingly well over that period. So like we showed in the last episode, these seats are actually still in pretty decent condition. The dash here, there's a couple little cracks there in the dash, but compared to what we've seen on other older high mileage vehicles, not bad. And looking at the rest of the dash and everything, it's really generally in very good shape. It's held up surprisingly well. Even look at your steering wheel. There's definitely signs of wear on the steering wheel, but it's not bad.
You're absolutely right. And I think part of the reason that this era of Mercedes, I'm talking like the first generation ML, this W210 E-Class, the late 91s that got really bad press when they came out, part of the reason they're able to stay on the road this long is they're actually pretty simple.
At least as simple as a German car can get, because
Sure.
the fact that we still have these hydropneumatic shocks that are tied into the power steering, you know, they didn't completely abandon the formula of making a German car complicated. But now you're hustling us around a couple corners, and I gotta say, It feels pretty solid.
It does, yeah. I mean, the suspension, I think, is a little tired. This has gone part Luxo barge on us over the years with some of the damping.
There's a little bit of looseness, maybe.
Especially the rear end feels very soft. And the crazy thing is, since Toby put the new battery in, we got no ABS, traction warning, nothing. No check engine light. No warnings at all right now on the dash. Temperature looks good, fuel gauge works, tach works, speedometer works, odometer works, temperature gauge works. I mean, everything is here. It all does what it's supposed to do.
I don't know if you're so bold.
Oh, no, I don't know if I'm that bold for the sunroof. Because if that stays open, we're going to be in bad shape. You can give me hell online, but I think we'll leave the sunroof closed.
I don't know, man. The headlight washers work. Tell you what if the rear washer, if that works, should we try it?
All right, sure. Let's see if the rear window, the wiper works. Oh, that does the front. What the hell?
Oh, that's interesting. So it sprays the front and wipes the rear.
And I can also spray the front from here. So it it does.
Well, the wiper works.
This button does just two different ways to activate the front washer jet. I mean, you want to try this under here? We'll try the vent first.
I kind of want to try it. Oh. It didn't even make any bad noises.
That works.
Does it?
Oh, case.
Well,
that's exactly what I was worried about would happen.
We've got a pretty good car.
Other than that, we're in pretty good shape. All right, Case, I'm going to pull over and then you can try driving it. Let's see how I don't want to push this engine too hard, but let's see if it accelerates well. Fine.
Yeah, it really doesn't sound that bad. It sounds maybe a little tired, but...
Yeah, it's not a fast machine.
And we can check and see if there's anything like a fuse.
Oh. Ah!
Ah!
Beautiful!
But now it's tilted up.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, Case, you're a genius.
Look at that!
I think the switch is...
Fear not. Yeah.
All right, your turn.
What does the WS do?
So, W should be winter, and S is sport, I think.
It's not summer?
Maybe it's summer. There's no spring mode on the transmission controller. So Case, actually, I'm excited for Case to drive this. Case has some genuine sentimental attachment to this generation of car.
So the first time I ever drove an automatic vehicle was in my mom's W210 E320 rear-wheel drive, not a wagon. So in a lot of ways, not as cool as this. It was also a color that they called indigo blue, which she bought, special ordered, when the car was new, sight unseen, and it showed up. And the car was definitely not blue. It was purple.
Yeah, so if you ever, if you can imagine the 1990s Mercedes and, that kind of bright purplish.
It's like plum crazy purple, like the old Mopar color.
And she kept it?
She did. She just stuck with it for a lot of years, too. We had that car for probably 10, 15 years.
There's a couple things we can do with this, right? So, Matt Fair had that million-mile Lexus that he just had basically fully restored. Now, that is something we could do with this car, but I almost think it's cooler to just maintain it, fix the stuff that breaks, and drive it until something crazy fails. Because I had an existential crisis the other day after the podcast.
Did you?
Yeah, so
sounds very serious.
Case brought up this philosophy argument called Ship of Theseus.
Yep, Ship of Theseus, where at what point after you start replacing parts on a thing, whether it's a ship or on this E320, at what point does it become no longer the same vehicle?
Right.
Because if you were to replace literally every single part on this car such that you could take all the old parts you pulled off and build up a new car, which one's the original car?
Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting dilemma, right? Like that Irv Gordon drove that P1800 3 million miles.
Yep.
He went through a couple of engines, and I think every part of that car had been replaced. Is that still the same car it came out of the factory with? Now, with this car, clearly it's aged and worn, and we could replace everything, but it's almost more interesting to just keep it safe in driving and operating as a car, and then fix things as they catastrophically fail.
Yeah, because not that many things on this car need to be replaced. It would be nice to get a windshield that's not shattered like this one is.
Yeah.
Aside from that, the interior is in good condition. The powertrain seems pretty happy. If we wanted to really make this a great driver, doing some of that additional work to the suspension to get the hydraulic system and the power steering fluid and everything to stop leaking, that would be nice. Toby mentioned there's a bit of a clunk in the rear end, so maybe an upper shock mount from the sound of it in the rear. A couple little things like that, and this car would be basically as perfect as we would ever need it to be.
Now, one thing I do want to do before we conclude this video is here in where we're based in Boulder, our cars have to go through an emissions test.
Yeah.
Which is also a good way to kind of see the health of an engine. So I thought it'd be cool to run this thing through the emission station and kind of get a sense whether or not this 500,000-mile engine will pass or not. Pulling up to Air Care, Colorado. Oh, geez.
Oh, we got a little bit of a line, huh?
Oof.
Oof. A lot of people have been verifying and emissions testing their 500,000-mile cars today, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Case. Oof.
Well, at least we've got a working radio we've found that we can listen to while we wait. It's been pretty nice.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, things are not going well here, Case.
Tommy, we had so many good things to say about this car. We even called up Roman and we told him that this car basically needs nothing. And as we pulled into the line here to do an emissions test, we've already failed.
Oh no!
Because we've got to check engine light.
Check engine electronics.
So...
well, it looks like we're leaving the emissions place. All right, well, we failed at the emissions place.
failed before we even got onto the rollers.
Yeah, so, you know, that's part of the old car fun. Well, it's a new day, because Case and I had to go do some other stuff. So before we scan that check engine code, Case has been dying to get the Giardia covers off here.
Yeah, I think they're a little gross. They're a little worn out. If there's diseases anywhere in this car, ow, we know where. Oh, watch out.
It's in the seat covers. All right, we'll start with the headrest out. Oh, wait.
We gonna have to surgically remove these? I got a knife.
Work? Well, these cars power headrests, right?
Tommy, I feel like you're using entirely too much care in trying to remove these covers.
So you're saying some scissors maybe would be the way to go?
I think so.
All right, Case is going to...
Ew.
He's going to town. He's cutting off the seat covers.
Look at the...
Ew!
They're so stringy. It's like old underpants.
Gross, Case.
Oh, it is nasty.
What do your underpants look like where they look like that?
Well, not mine. But
Stained and
there's
brown.
an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Watch the leather, Case.
Yeah, I'll try my darndest not to ruin the leather. That would actually be a bummer, seeing as it's lasted 500,000 miles. It'd be a bummer if we ruined it after only 10 of our own. Your seat adjustments not work?
The headrest doesn't go up.
Oh, I find that hard to believe. Everything on this car works, especially the sunroof.
It's going really good, Case.
Dude, these are disgusting.
I thought you were going to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing where you just...
Ow.
Wah! Yay!
They're still holding on, man, for dear life.
Oh, God, that's gross.
Get out of here. Oh, my God. Okay.
Wow, the seat's not that bad.
We can get rid of maybe some of these little frills, but I am impressed with the condition of the seat. It looks really good.
It's got a little bit of grossness on the front, but no tears or rips.
No, it's awesome.
But let's see what kind of codes this Mercedes is throwing.
Yeah, this is quite the code reader you got.
I know, dude. Thank you. That's not what I want. Let's do enter. Okay. Let's link into the vehicle. And if it's too generic, we may have to bring it back to Toby and have him run kind of the Mercedes software through it, you know?
Yeah.
Codes found 1. Okay, not bad, Case. Only 1.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
EVAP emission system leak detected. Small leak.
Okay.
O2 sensor heater. Circuit bank 2 sensor 1. So we got an O2 warning and we have an EVAP emissions warning. So small leak on an EVAP emissions could be
a pain to track down, but
it could also be a gas cap.
yeah, that's true.
So that would be a really obvious place to start. Just stick a new gas cap on it, and then if that doesn't fix it, you know, go from there. So we're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. So folks, that's it for today's video. with the cheap Birkin. As always, this has been Tommy.
In case.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.